Hey, so today I am re-pulling my EGR cooler. Whenever I bought this thing, nobody had gaskets for it, so I had to do a hurry up, roadside service kind of deal behind a Napa. Just in case something went wrong, I have to be right next to the store that has tools. Of course, Napa doesn't carry this part. This is a bulletproof EGR cooler. Let's see if you can see. Nope, you can't see it now. But anyway, so I was going to show a few things that I've noticed is different between the 2022s and the previous generations. I seen like a 2018 that they were working on. First off, they have some kind of like one of those one-use clamps on this little piece of plastic. I don't know if it just helps keep the pipe centered or what. So I ended up having to put just one of these on there because, of course, I'm not a dealership. I don't have that part. Maybe I can get the dealership to put it on for cheap. I don't know. But this fitting right here slides into this hose right here. On previous generations, it really looked like this hose was literally just this elbow right here on this braided steel. And they were able to just kind of grab it and yank it back, get it off of that fitting. This one here, it's really, really tough. You're not getting it. I fought that thing for about 45 minutes last time. And these newer ones, they've added this elbow and this elbow that I didn't notice in the other videos, or the old ones. And this braided steel line that goes back to the turbo. So I fought this for a while in the last one. And I was noticing right back there, this has two studs and you can't see them. Well, you can kind of see this one whenever you're pulling it out. It's got two studs. They're hard to get to. My whole stud came out. I was a little bit disappointed at first last time. I was like, man, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to put back together. But I had the epiphany that, hey, if these studs come out again next time, whenever I go put my gaskets back in, it'll make it super easy. I can probably just slide the whole EGR cooler backwards to make it come off that pipe. And sure enough, I spent less time getting the whole EGR cooler out this time than I did just fighting this one hose last time. So if your studs come out, you should be able to just, get everything loose and then pull your studs, slide the whole EGR cooler back a smidge and then pull it out. And yeah, it pops right loose of there. Another thing is that I had to use, this is just a regular old Icon 15 millimeter deep. It's a 1/2-inch drive impact socket from Harbor Freight, Icon. And that is just a 3/8 to 1/2-inch drive adapter. It made it pretty much exactly 4 inches long. And so that gives you just the perfect amount of length to get into there and be able to get them studs off. So that was pretty easy. 4 inches of length is what you need to put together. I know another guy said he used a socket with a 1-inch extension. Unfortunately, my 3/8 socket was just barely too small. But that worked out, so cool. Another thing I'm trying to do is I got to get this cleaned up a little bit. This surface cleaned up a smidge, make that a nice mating surface, because it was kind of crunchy from all the coolant and stuff getting blown through there. So the issue that I was having is that, yes, all my O-rings were good. I wasn't leaking anything, but it started off with just running the exhaust brake. It sounded to me like a Swiffer wet jet. Somebody else described it as blowing through a blade of grass, that weird little noise it makes. Yeah, it sounded like a Swiffer wet jet. I thought it was like an electric motor or something. And then it escalated to where on acceleration, if you throttled it just right, it hit like certain positions, whatever, and it would make that Swiffer wet jet noise quite loudly. It was these gaskets. They go to that back piece there. You can kind of see, kind of looks like some soot was blowing through right there. Yeah, they're kind of crunchy. I did my best to clean them up, but you know, it was nighttime in the back of a parking lot. So yeah, you can see right there, and I think this is its mate. Yeah, this is the other one that was with it. You can really see it right there. All of that nastiness blowing through. So that's where the soot was blowing through, and the exhaust was, you know, getting blown through there all crazy. Huh, I just noticed that little hole. That can't be normal. All right, well, that's freaking me out. Anyway, but, oh, hey, that one has it too. Strange, ain't it? That's, huh. That's free of any weirdness. That's free of any extra weirdness. I don't know. Anywho's. So you don't have to remove the whole air box. You can just disconnect the tube here, disconnect the tube on the turbo. I try to wait as long as possible to do that. That way you can kind of try to prevent any kind of coolant getting in there. None of it went in. None of it got on my tube or anything like that. But, you know, it gets all over the back side of the turbo. That'll burn off. Whenever you put it back together, I have no idea how to get the coolant system properly burped and all that. My plan is to just take it into the dealership and let them handle it, because I was putting all types of different coolant in here, whatever I could find at the truck stops on my way across the country, trying to limp it to my drop off and to the one place that had this part. So, oh, and if this happens to you, don't feel bad about spending $1,200 on this, plus $80 or so for gaskets, because the dealership said that they charged $1,200 for their part. That's just the part. So this is a clear upgrade. You know, Bulletproof products, they're pretty legendary. Everybody knows them. So hopefully they hold up to their name, because I don't want to be doing this again anytime soon. Oh yeah, also another difference on these is you have to pull off the crankcase cover. Super easy. It's just like changing out your crankcase ventilation filter. If you got the extra, you know, $100. I use Fleet Guard. You're supposed to do this every 75,000 miles according to the book. So there's the part number 4936636, something like that. Anyway, you can write it down. Made in the USA, Fleet Guard. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anywho's, y'all have a good day. Hope y'all have better luck than I did with this one, and you can find better parts and all that and fix your truck better. Be smarter than me. Okay, have fun.